to talk about something that scares me probably more than spiders, my fear of heights, zombie attacks, you name it. Because I'm going to talk about babies, and specifically, me having one. So a couple of weeks ago, @WeDoWantable said, I'm 14 and I'm often told that I will change my mind, but I have never been a kids person and don't find their company to be enjoyable, so I don't fancy myself carrying one, all caps, inside my uterus, and caring for it for 18 years. That is a long time. I plan to go into a science career as well, really cool, so having a child could hinder those plans. I get a lot of crap from people when I tell them I feel this. Let's talk about babies, or more precisely, not wanting babies, which is called child-free by choice. The downside of not wanting to have kids is that you're probably gonna get crap whether you are 14 like @WeDoWantable or my age or older, because I don't think that there's probably a time in a woman's life when people stop asking her, do you want kids? Do you have kids? Why don't you have kids? What up with that womb? I don't think anyone actually asks what up with that womb. Seems like our reproductive status is everybody's business for some strange reason. And there are lots of off-base negative stereotypes about women in particular who say that they don't want kids, specifically that they're selfish shrews who couldn't possibly make room in their lives for teeny tiny little babies, and who wouldn't want a baby? You don't want a baby? At some point, these people would say, your maternity instinct is gonna come on like a pilot light and all of your being will be consumed by wanting to have a baby. Because that is what happens to plenty of women. People also seem to forget that that doesn't happen to every single woman. And just because one of the biological functions of the female sex is to be able to produce children, it is not our moral duty to do so. And I've also seen arguments about how, oh, well, the birth rate in the United States is lower than it's ever been before, which is true. I'm really not concerned about there not being enough Americans to produce goods and then consume goods and keep all of the wheels of capitalism a-churning, because last time I checked, there are about 330 million people. That should be okay. I don't think that our union will simply dissolve. The good news is, child-free by choice is becoming more of a mainstream term. There was actually a cover story in Time magazine about it a couple of weeks ago, and I think possibly due to the internet and communities that are built that way, that it is gaining more visibility and more acceptance. So you might be wondering, well, Kristen, what about you? What are your thoughts on this whole thing? I am, to be completely and totally honest with you, 100% ambivalent. If someone were to walk up to me today and say, Kristen, you gotta have a baby right now, or you're never gonna have a baby ever, I would honestly probably say, I'm fine with never having a baby. I don't know that in a few years I might want kids. Right now, I can't see where the money would come from to take care of said child. So while I haven't ruled out the possibility that it could happen, I'm certainly not banging down Professor Boyfriend's door to start a family ASAP. So if you're wondering what to say if someone is trying to convince you that you will want to have a kid, or that you not wanting to have a kid is not the right decision, I think maybe you could just ask them, why are you so interested in the state of my womb? What impact on their life you having a child would have? I bet they wouldn't be able to answer. This isn't just something that affects women. I mean, there are plenty of men out there who don't want kids as well, and I think that their choice to not want kids is just as valid as a woman's choice to not want kids. Really looking forward to hearing what people have to say in the comments. Are you someone who is child-free by choice, or do you know someone? Does it make you uncomfortable, or have you ever said that you don't want kids and have gotten flack for it? Let's start a conversation per usual in the comments.